Welcome to WWE New Year's Knockout Week. Didn't expect that, did you, lad? It's been a minute since I last reviewed weekly TV programs, but this time it's special. New Year's being started with exalted stuff. I'm going to cover up Raw, NXT and SmackDown, no AEW. Let's do it. So, special edition of Raw Day 1 was opened by our great announcers Wade Barrett and Michael Cole, where these two hyped us up for all the stuff that is about to come. The real business starts right now. Focus Becky Lynch collides with unstoppable Nia Jax in a 5 years in the making grudge match. Becky is the one wanting to prove she can beat this behemoth and that the man is not a fluke, but indeed is still the real deal. For Nia Jax this is also a big test which can check out how dominant she is right now. Despite Becky always moving and throwing punches, she was nothing more than a simple barricade for Nia to break and dominate a lot. The man was struggling. Just looked like Becky was biting off more than she can chew. The size difference was a game changer. Jax is too strong. At one point Becky Lynch was even okay with winning via count out, but Nia Jax got back before 10. Even submissions couldn't get the job done because the irresistible force is too powerful. The end of the bout is what deserves the real attention. Nia trying to squish Lynch, but the man brutally dumping her off the post, but once Becky got herself caught up with fans, she just received thunderous right hand knockout punch. And then annihilate her to go sleep unconscious and lose the match. And even though people booed Jax, but I like that she's here to remind the entire roster who the biggest and the scariest is. This win was a message to the entire women's locker room. Becky's fans are heartbroken, but we move on. Here is Cody Rhodes addressing Shinsuke Nakamura, saying that he doesn't care how evil human being he is and what bad things he does. Cody just says that this should be over already because they are not on the same level. Cody wanted to finish it tonight, but on screen Nakamura said that they will fight next week. Kofi Kingston and Day One Yeet Jey Uso teamed up to wrestle Imperium. Two halves of the greatest tag teams ever took on the good decent tag team. Tricks and mind games worked for Imperium to dominate Kofi Kingston. Jey Uso basically hasn't even entered the match and Giovanni Vinci gets shattering dropkick right into the head. And it knocked him out clean. It turned out he suffered a concussion, so the winners are Kofi and Jey. Nah. Kofi literally defeated the Imperium alone. Bingo! It's time! It's time! It's awesome time! The Miz has got huge guests on his Miz TV in the whole Judgment Day. But only one honorary use of the Judgment Day, R-Truth, made his way down to join Miz, where Truth was surprised that he came alone. R-Truth demanded for all to rise for the Judgment Day and people did it with no hesitation, unlike when Priest does it. Also, R-Truth says that his role in the Judgment Day is to make them a likable group. After those two groups made their way down, Dominic got heavily booed in his own hometown. What I think is that this is a forever thing. Dominic will never be faced and cheered again. This laudable boo hit is tied to him forever. All in all, this whole war of words led up to the reunion of Awesome Truth for them to take on the Judgment Day SmackDown and Dominic. Even though Truth thought he's teaming up with his bro Dirty Dom, he called this strange bedfellows match and this was highly athletic in its own right. Of course Truth was the center of all the attention, him trying to tag in Mysterio was hilarious stuff. Meanwhile The Miz was manhandling McDonald, Truth occupied his well-deserved place in Judgment Day's corner. And after he tagged himself in, those two asked him to hit The Miz, who stepped aside at the last moment so JD received his punch and later Skull Crusher for Awesome Truth's victory in the reunion match. He's the guy who asks for disaster but always gets away with his actions, and the best part is, he doesn't even notice it. Yeah! R-Truth needs to go to Hollywood and to horror movies. He will do stupid stuff there but will always survive by a miracle. Up next, the big match for Ivy Nile where she's challenging Deadly Rhea Ripley for her title. Several weeks ago, Ripley made a statement by murdering Maxine Dupree in a non-title match. So it turns out Ivy Nile is just stepping up for her friend and not actually believing she can win it. Rhea obviously underestimated now because afterwards she was surprised in her abilities. Not a masterclass of a contest but just an average match where Ripley had to grind her opponent down after finding keys to dominate. It wasn't easy, but decisively. Ivy Nile is a cardio monster, so it's no surprise she was dishing out offense the whole match. But the size, strength and experience difference made their presence felt erratically. And after champion caught her on a mistake with headbutt, it was just one rep tied away from retention. Not a walk in the park for champion, but the result was 100% predictable. Decent match. After the match, Triple H hinted on Twitter that a former WWE champion will show up later tonight. And by the way, not just tonight, but next, right now. And to put it mildly, the WWE Universe was disappointed because this former WWE champion is Jinder Mahal. But indeed, Triple H didn't lie. Jinder Mahal was disgusted that fans had the audacity to be disappointed, and then he went on to put dirt on American people, offend this nation and insult the United States for many minutes, and he wasn't going to stop running his mouth. until the real former WWE champion, the Hollywood megastar, the most famous and charismatic man on the planet, The Rock, actually came back and his face meant all business. The arena went much louder in cheers than Dominic gets boos. This is the star power this guy has. People were literally jumping up like kids. After he got inside the ring, he absolutely gave no quarter, no pity, no mercy to Jinder Mahal. Daddy Rock just ran him over like an electric truck. Dwayne just buried him alive to the point that Jinder's career might be over. He did it all his way and in the old school fashion. Mahal was paralyzed and stunned and had nothing to say, and the only thing was left for him to do was to try attacking him, and at first he succeeded, but his fatal mistake was taking his jacket off, from where his candy ass got ragdolled and finished off with people's elbow. Day one douchebag's ass got whooped and no one saw him ever again after that. But the people's champion is not done yet. Now the real business begins for him. He wants something to eat. So he asks San Diego if he should sit in a booth, at the bar, or at the head of the table. The last one stunned everybody, and after this statement there is no coming back. It will happen only in the main event of WrestleMania. The question is, what year will it be? When Day One douchebag was speaking, I already felt that something was wrong and needed to be fixed, and then I noticed fans looking at the ramp with phones in their hands, so I knew a thunder will strike, but I didn't expect The Rock himself. This guy did such a grateful job tonight and showed that he hasn't lost a step. Paul Heyman, call Roman Reigns. Of course, after this bomb, it was time to relax. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark vs Tegan Nox and Natalya in a generic 2-on-2 tag team match. Half of the match was cut by a commercial and for a good reason. There were no special spots to wow about. Just some games of technique before Tegan Nox got crushed unceremoniously. Team of Nox and Natalya is just a jobbing team, but Stark and Baszler are hard hitters that can get pushed straight to tag team gold. And up next is not just main event of Monday Night Rollins, but of a premium live event, no question. Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins clashed for the World Heavyweight Championship. These two really have their full-fledged feud and story going on for months now. This is McIntyre's very last chance to correct all the wrongs, to justify all his complaints. He either belongs at the top or he doesn't anymore. At least this Drew is much more remorseless than the one from Crown Jewel. He took it very seriously and dominated emphatically. He lacked any empathy for Rollins and was stopping him hard. Didn't let Seth to breathe. That felt more like a vicious brawl, and make no mistake about this, was exactly what Rollins wanted and liked. Seth took so much damage I thought McIntyre was closing in on a win, and after several signature and finisher reversals, Damian Priest decided to prematurely come out and attack Rollins. But he paid for his stupidity with Claymore to the face. Drew McIntyre tossed Dominic and even actually hit Rollins' Claymore, and there I was absolutely sure Seth's reign is over clean. McIntyre is reborn again. Day one, the end. New start. But Drew's careless pinfall led to Rollins' leg being on the rope. Seth didn't even do anything. He was knocked out cold. McIntyre made this mistake himself. And instead of finishing him off right there, he lost his cool trying to break him through the big table, but Monday Night Messiah woke up and reversed into pedigree. And final curb stomp, miraculously coming out victorious one more time. I not just expected new champion. I believed it will in fact take place. Any of those two. Either McIntyre or Priest. The first guy had to get the job done after complaining for months. Another is holding Money in the Bank case for half a year already and somehow made the same mistake again. But glorious one and only World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins proves to be untouchable once more. This Raw no doubt lived up to Day One Premium Live event vibes. Bigger than just another weekly Raw. We finally go to NXT. And not just NXT, but NXT New Year's Evil. And kicking things off right with big NXT Women's Championship match where the Evil itself, Iron Survivor winner Blair Davenport, fights champion Lyra Valkyria, who beat Becky Lynch for the title months ago. I like Davenport because she's serious, all business, and is never afraid of repercussions. But despite all those things here, it seemed like she did not come up with a master plan. She wasn't perfectly prepared for Valkyria. And also generally this very match wasn't positioned like the big one. Felt just like another NXT Women's title match in the start of the weekly NXT, but was supposed to be bigger for Iron Survivor winner. What I can describe this fight is brutal, hard, infernal in every sense of the word, and rightfully so because they're both good strikers. They laid it all on the line, it's where Davenport missed a knee strike and damaged herself at the announce table, after which Valkyria made short work of Blair in the ring to retain her championship. Good hard hitting, masterful action, but certainly not as big as it had to be. Just another title retention. Lola Weiss ran out to cash in, but Valkyrie's savior Tatum Paxley stopped it, and 2-on-2 fight unfolded until faces stood tall. Backstage reporter Kelly Kincaid shared heartbreaking news that despite Ilya Dragunov wants to compete, he will not be cleared to defend his title against Trick Williams tonight because of what Rich Holland unintentionally did to him 2 weeks ago. This is a travesty. Making their way to the ring, three weirdos from the awkward catch crew getting prepared to wrestle Del Toro, Wild, and their surprising tag team partner Carlito making his return. This tag team action was bound to be cool and lived up to the billing. These talents were given time and opportunity to show their high-flying prowess, and they executed it excellently. The best moment of the match for a long time to remember is Carlito and Del Toro launching Joaquin Wild like a bird halfway up the ramp, taking out no quarter catch crew. Everybody went shocked. Of course, after this great highlight, Carlito went on to storm all over his enemies with good teamwork, took out Damon Kemp to get the victory for fans to celebrate. Unlike in the main roster, they were given time to show what they're capable of, and they didn't mess this up. Trick Williams is here to express his disappointment, but shockingly for me was interrupted by my guy Grayson Waller using his opportunity to say that Trick can beat Ilya, and remind everyone that he's the original Iron Survivor. And because much of Ilya isn't happening tonight, Melo offered Trick to whoop Waller's ass tonight in the main event, and to Grayson's delight and Trick's dismay, it will be for #1 contendership battle of the Iron Survivors. That's unique. Chase Hughes breakout star is getting ready for the final of NXT's breakout tournament. In the next action, Ariana Grace tried to withstand the storm from Mcintyre because as of late she's been on fire with rude attitude, that even Booker T doesn't condone that. Of course, Ariana Grace acted like a hypocrite that she is, but it didn't help against aggressive Roxanne Perez, who reversed into pop rocks and picked up the win, with no apology on her face. Maybe this is the unhinged attitude she needs to get back to the top, where officials barely stopped her, and due to Roxanne's actions, referee reversed the decision and gave the victory to Ariana Grace. Bittersweet for Miss NXT. Blair Davenport and Nikita Lyons are ready to continue their grudge rivalry. Tiffany Stratton clashed with Fallon Henley in a high-stakes match where either Tiffany becomes a range hand or Henley will be Stratton's servant. One of them will have to go through humiliation. That's why, despite bad chemistry between them, they at least were passionate and moved a lot trying not to make a mistake. No doubt about it that Tiffany was the one empty and nervous, whereas Fallon Henley remained cold-headed throughout the match, and as a result of Stratton's mistake, Fallon Henley came out victorious. And this means we'll see Tiffany get her hands dirty next week for the first time ever. Desperate, Baron Corbin reached out to Braun Breaker and he wants to team up with Braun to destroy all teams in Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament, starting next week. And reluctantly, but Breaker agreed to that, and I'm very excited for these two egomaniacs and tough guys as egos competing with each other, and at the same time going after the same goal. Rich Allen in a backstage interview speaks his heart out that he is not a monster out there to injure everyone on purpose, and calls this trip to NXT his redemption story, and I think NXT is the exact place he has to compete in. He was called up to the main roster very early. Two of the newest NXT superstars clash in the NXT Breakout Tournament final for Immortality, and these guys are monstrous Oba Femi and ambitious Chase Hughes student Riley Osborne. Oba Femi instantly creates impression of a dominant machine destroying everything in his way. Seriously, look at this monster. Not only he is a tall mountain of a man, but immensely jacked and strong as hell too. This guy came to NXT as a ready star. And despite Riley Osborne had his good offense, he was distracting himself on Via Hale and JC Jane for what Oba Femi was hitting him with reality checks. I was rooting for Oba Femi, but there were moments where Osborne had very close to pulling off an upset. And in the end, Oba put an end to Chase U Fairy Tale, squashed him and won the tournament by deservedly becoming new breakout star. The superstar who deserves it more than all 8 others won it all. That's right. The guy can actually cash in on a broken Ilya Dragunov and become the new NXT champion at any moment. Trick is not pleased that Melo put his title opportunity in the line, but Hayes is extremely confident that if Williams is going to slay the dragon, he definitely will beat Grayson Waller. He got this in the bag. Also, JC Jane replaced Andre Chase for Dusty Cup with Riley Osborne. Laughing out loud. Out there, Tatum Paxley is stalking NXT Women's Champion Lyra Valkyria. In the locker room, two high-flying wizards, Axiom and Nathan Fraser, team up for Dusty Cup. The family accepts OTM's Tag Team title challenge for next week. Introduces their new glue of the D'Angelo family, Adriana Rizzo. and then meets Joe Gacy inside the trunk of their car who pulled another weird mysterious trick on everyone. I think WWE medical staff needs to ask him a couple of questions. It's a nightmare for every NXT superstar to get inside there, but apparently for Joe Gacy this is a dream come true. Main event time. The best heel in the world, Grayson Waller, still gets immensely booed in NXT, and that's what he likes. In his ways, confident, fan favorite Trick Williams ready to whoop another trick. Grayson has nothing to lose. He's amped up to 100 like always, excited and full of energy. Trick has all the weight of the NXT universe on his back and has everything to lose. He has to prove he'll not be denied. We were awarded with the entertaining main event match where one arrogant guy showed no mercy trying to steal everything away from Williams, but defiant Trick was riding high on the support from fans. Waller somehow during the fight reignited his beef Booker T, and for Hall of Famer it's personal like he said. Grayson Waller gets to everybody. You cannot hide from the Aussie icon. Waller made it his mission to humiliate Trick Williams and disrespect everyone here in NXT. That's why he came back. Grayson pulled out a trick of his sleeve in Rolling Thunder Flatliner for a kickout. For no reason, Carmelo ran out trying to rally Trick but only actually distracting him. Grayson Waller looking to pick up, but that former NXT champion Shawn Michaels was talking about is Kevin Owens, who made his impact knocking out the Moment Maker, and with big knee finisher Trick Williams kept his title shot. I don't know if Hayes wanted to actually help him choosing such a bad moment for it, but there is a chance he's getting jealous that Trick is becoming more popular than him. So he wanted to ruin everything for his lifelong friend. Either way, whoop that Trick movement rocks and is alive and well. The NXT is finally over and we can truly go to SmackDown New Year's Revolution. Friday night begins, Roman Reigns arriving and being asked about The Rock's statement, and the tribal chief just gave a chuckle of no respect. Seriously, what did Kayla Braxton expect? Does she still not understand that Roman Reigns doesn't speak to interviewers cause Paul Heyman does so for him? Let's get down to business right into the finals of United States Championship Tournament. Kevin Owens taking on the leader of Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar. The winner will face Logan Paul at the Royal Rumble, who by the way joined commentary trying to distract Kevin Owens. LWO neutralized the numbers game in Legado, and this happened to be an energetic, high-flying and fast-running affair, both guys targeting weak body parts, and Logan Paul, like a complete jackass, disrespected the talent in the ring, and pretended like he wasn't impressed. Escobar attempted to superplex the mighty Kevin Owens. Of course this happened, and after it things went south for Santos, with Kevin running all over him like a bull, abruptly hitting thunderous rolling senton, pop-up powerbomb and stunner to book his well-deserved place at the Royal Rumble. Then Logan Paul got up out of his seat, and this piece of trash called himself the greatest United States champion in history, and his biggest mistake was to get into the ring close enough for Kevin Owens to immediately knock him out with his cast. That's exactly what this bootleg United States champion wannabe deserves. Following that is the appearance of Bobby Lashley and Street Profits to shake things up and make his statement. Bobby claiming back to being the Almighty. That's what I'm desperately waiting for. Give the man the Hurt Lock back so he will break the entire roster again, and for Street Profits taking full advantage of every opportunity, but they were suddenly interrupted by the Dark Clock, that is Karrion Kross, joined by new sinister manager Paul Ellering. And that spelled disaster for Lashley and Profits because they were attacked from behind by two monsters in Akam and Rizar. AOP is back. Kross picked the bones by destroying Bobby Lashley then. This was a disgusting travesty setup, and their new stable is called the Final Testament. But I remember where it all came from. Just when Kross was losing time after time to AJ Styles and kept coming back for more ass kicking. Bobby just defeated him once at the Tribute of the Troops, and if this evil son of a bitch wants more, then he will get hurt by Lashley again and again. He can play mind games, hide as long as he can, but eventually he'll get caught and kicked. Following Michin pinning champion Io Sky week before, she got one-on-one title opportunity against her in SmackDown New Year's Revolution. They didn't dish out big moves. Those two more like were throwing punches and kicks added by arm drag games. If I haven't said that earlier, then almost all Io's matches are forgettable. It's hard to tell you what she's all about. No charisma, no language. Plus being this small shouldn't be so difficult to do what she does between the ropes. Great moment where Michin overpowered Sky and hit incredibly executed Styles Clash. But taking high risk paid no dividends for Michin, where Io broke her in half to smash her with everything and keep the title around her waist. Yes, she's better than half of the women's roster, but no way she seems like dominant champion. No way. Just no right time and opponent yet. Seriously, look at Rhea Ripley. That's a personality. That's intimidation. That's real dominance. You is just lucky they're in different brands. Rhea would run her over by a train. Next, Kevin Patrick has a Jeff Wish asking Paul Heyman about The Rock's comments, and Heyman said The Rock is just like everybody else looking for a shortcut. Bold statement, Bodie. Welcome to Friday Night SmackDown. Pretty Deadly in action against Butch and his secret tag team partner, which is his good old friend Tyler Bate. Ooh yeah! The big strong boy and the former bruiserweight showed their enemies what masterclass teamwork looks like. Butch had definitely been remotivated by Tyler Bate and felt refreshed to do things which he does best again. Those Pretty Deadly idiots got spinned and mauled all over the match, so after Butch snapped Wilson's fingers, Bate knocked out Prince. They hit double Tyler Driver 97 and knocked off Pretty Deadly. I was happy for Butch that he found someone who can really help him to recover and refocus. Good stuff. Ashante the Adonis is left alone after all Hit Row members got released, so Nick Aldis has an interesting idea for him. Massive main event #1 contendership grudge match with AJ Styles, Megastar LA Knight, yeah, and vindictive Randy Orton is the only thing left. Not only all three of these guys were screwed by the Bloodline at some point and they're salivating to get their hands on Roman Reigns, but they also despise each other, so this is personal for everyone. Styles, Knight, and Orton were evenly matched, especially in this triple threat chaos. No one was the definitive dominator and this clash was fun to watch. This triple threat did not move fast, but was sturdy with impact. They didn't lash out random stuff. Usually they're always where their big moves used. So the first giant move happened to be LA Knight reversing RKO into blunt force trauma of almost sudden end for the Viper, but only Styles barely got in time to stop referee's hand. That's why Knight and Styles went into personal brawl. Springboard 50, kick out. From phenomenal forearm jump, Randy Orton caught AJ thunderous RKO that would spell the end, but LA Knight pulled out poor Charles Robinson out of the ring. I wanted the end right there and I didn't like it. But fans didn't boo LA Knight for it, so they really love him. All three light on the ground, defenseless, and Roman Reigns' song interrupted the action and the whole Bloodline came to feast. Annihilate and destroy all three Bloodline foes one by one. One after another. Brutal. This disgusting stuff was done right in front of Nick Aldis, who then told that smug Paul Heyman that Reigns earned himself a fatal 4-way match at the Royal Rumble. Seriously, did they all, and especially Roman, think that he'll have no one to defend against that easily? He's more stupid than I ever thought. All they had to do was to wait for the winner and then they could come out and beat them up. But those stupid foes apparently wanted all three to deal with, so they deserve it. We're finally done with the entire knockout week. And it no doubt hit hard better than casual weeks, with big returns and surprising outcomes. We received some special PLE stuff and it was worth it to make big review about it, no doubt. Further better because next we're heading into Royal Rumble and WrestleMania seasons. Stay tuned. For now, thanks for all this good stuff. See you yesterday. No, don't stress about that. Who cares about Imperium's talk about the real story. Grayson Waller making his debut in NXT.